So, today I want to tell you about how to get jacked. I've been lifting for the last decade. Started when I was 14. Right now I'm 24. Just turned 24 last month. And the entire time I've been wasting all of my potential doing stupid stuff because I didn't know how to lift. And it's taken me just about 9 years and 6 months to figure out the correct and proper way to make sustainable gains within the gym, within life in general. I apply this concept to every part of my life, but it's taken me a long time to figure this out. So I'm going to run through some of the basics that I've learned throughout the whole decade that I've lifted, I've ran, I've trained Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu. I won Wisconsin powerlifting when I was a senior in high school. So I've found some success. I'm a strong person. I know how to lift, but I never really understood how to gain muscle and build the physique that I want, as well as dieting. So, the first and foremost thing that we're going to talk about here today is going to be diet and why that's so important. And you probably already know that it's very important and you should be locked in with your diet always. But for guys like me, you're 24 years old, stop drinking. Don't drink. Don't drink soda. Cut those things out, and you're going to see miles of improvement over all of your peers who do drink. There are some guys here and there that are just freaks biologically. They just have a really good set of genetics. I don't have that. I'm 5'7". I'm 165 pounds. I used to be fat as a kid, and when I was a younger child, I was super skinny. I don't have the amazing genetics that some other people do, so I can't rely on that. I have to rely on my ability to develop the skill set and the discipline to build the actual body that I'm looking for. So, first thing is first. You lock down your eating habits. That's the best and lowest hanging fruit. Even if you're not in the gym, you can control your diet. So, no junk food. Try not to eat out. Definitely not McDonald's. Definitely not a bunch of Starbucks coffees or anything like that. Chicken, rice, even ground beef is kind of iffy because it's super fatty and makes you smell gross. So even cut that out. So rice, no starchy carbs. I like to stay away from pastas. Potatoes are pretty okay, although that's a starchy carb as well. But definitely high quality protein. I like to get that from chicken. I eat a ton of chicken every day. That's the staple of my diet. If there wasn't chickens on this world, I would be lost. I would be a lost cause. I don't know what I would be doing right now. I definitely wouldn't be looking and feeling how I look and feel right now. So, first thing's diet. Second thing's going to be, and this is the one thing that took me years to understand, is how you train. So, I always thought the harder that you worked, the bigger that you got, the more that you push yourself, the stronger your muscles get. That's not the case. What you want to do, and what I've found most of my success in, is creating a repeatable process that you can do every day. It doesn't have to be lifting super heavy weights, it can be 10 push ups every single day. 10 push ups isn't hard. You can do 10 push ups, but as soon as you're acclimated to that amount of reps, increase the reps. 15 push ups. Okay, do that for a week. Now, after that, do 20 push ups. Now, it's never going to get easier. You're always going to have to increase the amount of output that you do, amount of reps that you hit. But your mental stability, dedication, discipline, and strength for completing the same exercises every day is going to grow. And that's really where your progress is made. It's from steady, small wins every single day. Make the process repeatable. So now you're not working on switches. Like if you lift 3 times a week and you lift three hard workouts, hard bench, hard deadlift, hard back day, or whatever, hard legs. You have to flip switches, and what you want to be working with is dials. So, what I mean by that is you create your daily routines. I have a daily routine. I wake up. First thing I do is I feed the cats. I eat breakfast. I get some creatine, some water. I go on a walk for 20 minutes. I come back. I make my coffee. I take a shower. I get out of the shower. I put my clothes on and I meditate. I read. I start work. After work, I go immediately on a run. And then I come back home. I stretch. I shower. And then I either create content or I do some admin work. And then my next block is just me chilling, basically, decompressing, getting my mind back to baseline where I can focus and prepare for the next day. This is the type of habits that you need to create within your life, and it's very, very easy. Most of the people who aren't able to do this are they're not being honest with themselves, and the pain is too much for them to bear to actually sit down and complete these things, as well as they have a lot of distractions and a lot of internal issues that they're going through that they can't deal with, they haven't dealt with. They need to process whatever's going on so that they can actually focus on the present moment and what's in front of them. After you get yourself to a point where you can be in the moment throughout the whole day, you get to choose what type of person you get to be. You get to develop your own daily schedule so that you can do the things that you want to do. And mind you, if you work a 9 to 5, you have to schedule your entire life around your 9 to 5. If you choose your work hours, you have a bit more freedom, but you have freedom to become disciplined. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So if you're the type of person that wants to do all these things, but sees that there's a bottleneck at your ability to actually create your own schedule because your schedule relies on what someone else tells you, you need to get yourself in a job where you can control what you're doing for work, when you're going to work, when you're leaving, all that good stuff. That is extremely important unless you have a work schedule that is the same and never changes, which you can work with that, and that's good. And you always have time to fit things into your schedule. But you make a repeatable process. This is the same with lifting. This is the same with becoming better at your job, becoming better at relationships, becoming better at eating, becoming better at reading. Whatever it is you want to do, you can achieve it if you segment time blocks dedicated to whatever it is, and you make the process repeatable. You live the process, you become acclimated to that process, and then after maybe a week or so, increase the baseline, set the new standard, keep that standard, and now you increase it again. So on a bad day, you should be able to do the bare minimum. You should be able to do whatever you need to do to get by and to check off that small win on your checklist to increase your confidence within yourself, your determination, your dedication, and also your discipline. This builds such a big confidence and trust in your own self. I want to say ego. Honestly, your sense of self becomes bigger and stronger, not inflated for no reason, but you have a better and stronger and healthier ego when you're able to win like this every single day and work towards a future that you desire. So that's just a little bit of what I've learned in the last 10 years of lifting that I've applied not only to my fitness journey, but also every other aspect of my life, and it's completely changed my life. Hopefully, you got something out of that. Really, for you guys, this next week, I want you to pick one thing that you do at the same time every single day. And what I would recommend is going to be falling asleep. That's probably the highest leverage thing that you can do because your sleep is very important to your ability to focus during the day, to maintain a good mood and clarity of mind, as well as the discipline that it requires for you to live out your daily habits that you're wanting to create for yourself. What I do is I get off of my phone for 2 hours before bed. Get off my phone at 8 o'clock. I lay down in my bed at 9. I read until I get tired and I journal until I want to fall asleep at 10. Every single day. It stays the same. I wake up every day. at the same time. Unless I'm really tired and need the extra rest, then I will sleep in, which is great about being your own boss. And that's pretty much all I have to talk to you guys about. Hopefully, that was valuable. Take some of that, integrate it into your own life because there's some gold there. It's taken me years to understand this. And be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself and rejoice about the small wins because this grows your sense of self, your trust in yourself, and your self esteem or your ego, whichever you want to use. It's very important. You guys can kill this shit. You guys are amazing. Just stay focused. Stay focused and do the small things that you need to win. Bye.